Salam and welcome to Keep It Simple and Sedap. I'm Kamal. Today I'll be sharing with you a healthier muffin recipe, Oats and Chia seed muffin. We're going to show you how we can achieve healthier muffin with chia seed and oats muffin. You can see the hero ingredients all laid out before you. We have this oat flour. Of course, you can substitute with any other healthier types of flour, but bear in mind, they do not have a gluten as much as other flour. We still need strengthener, which is why now I add the cake flour. All-purpose flour is still fine. And then the other key flour that I'm going to use is a brown rice flour. So all this actually allow us to retain the energy because of their slow release, the complex carb, and of course oats having high fiber does help in digestion. Okay, so all the dry ingredients are inside. We should sieve them just in case there's any lump. This will allow us not only to trap any debris, any stone, any unwanted foreign object, but also to loosen the flour so that when we mix them, it's well aerated and at the same time well incorporated. So next round of dry ingredients is the oat itself and chia seed. Give it a quick mix. Since there's not much of a rising agent, we do need to add baking powder. And like all desserts, it must go with something sweet. This time around we're using sugar that have low calorie, low GI, all the sweetness without guilt. Give them a quick mix. Make sure they are all well incorporated. Stir with a spatula. And then we will come to the wet ingredient, which put this aside. We have the oil. You can use olive oil. You can even use butter. And we have egg, source of protein, and yogurt that can add creaminess to your mix and also elevate the texture in terms of the tanginess, flavor, and activate the baking powder which we added earlier. So this is the wet mix. Earlier on is the dry mix. You have one side dry, one side wet. You can actually incorporate the oil into the egg mix and you give a quick whisk. So your effort later with the mixer will be lessened. Okay, that's about it. That should do the trick. And now let's create a center well so we can add these wet ingredients which include the yogurt. But if you're going to use a cake mixer, you do not need to do that. You can just give them a quick mix. At the same time, you gradually pour the wet ingredient. So this recipe, even though the flour count is not high, right, we have the necessary agent to activate the rice. At the same time, to strengthen the bond with the egg. So the egg acts as a binding agent to hold steady all the mix. Start with low speed. Now next is the other or the remaining wet ingredient, which is the oil and the egg. We bring up to speed until you can see from the top it's consistent. Then you pause and you scrape with a scraper just to see whether there's a dry patches. If there isn't, then we are good to go for a few more spin, and then we will add the last ingredient. Okay, that should be it. Type of consistency, you're well mixed. Of course, if you do not have a kitchen mixer, not a problem, you can still use your hand. Now I'm going to add chocolate chips. You can add chocolate couverture or chocolate chips or even frozen fruits. This basically gives some kind of added texture. If you do add frozen berries, there's a little bit of acidity to it besides sweetness and bite because it's from a frozen state. And give a quick mix. We are good to go. To have a pan ready. Yes, the recipe says it's a muffin, but why am I not putting in a muffin tray? I want to do something different. I want to shape it like a loaf, and the result should be the same. Remember guys, before you come to this stage, do preheat your oven up to 180 degrees Celsius. You just from the center, just let it drop organically. I'm using a bread loaf pan that is non-stick. If you have aluminum tin, I suggest you coat them with butter and place a parchment paper or a baking paper. If you don't have a baking paper, then you can butter them and dust with flour to coat it to prevent it from sticking. Alright, you're good to go. So here it is, Oats and Chia seed muffin, baked in a loaf tin, in the comfort of your home, the healthier way. Keep it simple and sedap. Enjoy! Thank you for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed my healthy and halal take on today's recipe. If you want more simple and sedap recipes, be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. This video is produced and edited by The Muse Productions. You can find them at www.musepl.com.